Hi guys, welcome to YILDIZ readings for those of you who are new. So here we have your romance read, but it's not just any old romance read. We try to help to give you as much information relating to your ascension, chakras, balance, empowerment, to get the best out of your love life and to tune into the energy both psychically and astrologically. I also do twin flame coaching and energy check-ins regularly as I am a twin flame. So if you do need a booking, the link is directly below. Please join us as these updates are regular here at YILDIZ readings, and we will not make you wait any longer. Let's get into your romance house and see what could be energetically coming through for you. Love and light, guys. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax, and let's get into it. Sagittarius, we are here to do your romance house for the month of March, and I will do updates during the month. Also, if you are a twin flame and you want to join the sessions, we have the member zone, as well as we do have an extension for the spread. Very separately, I'll come to you live throughout the month, and that is for your soulmate twin flame connections to balance the energy and check in. Very warm welcome to those of you who are new. We're going to get into the read now. The ruin that I've selected for you guys, which was placed in the bag and selected one out, is such. It's your crowning energy. It relates to man, mankind, Aquarius. Well, we had a lot of that energy, didn't we, last month? Fire and water. It's the changes, and it does relate to both Saturn and Uranus. And currently we have Saturn in Aquarius, which this is Aquarius, and we have Uranus and Taurus. So we are set to have 3 squares this year and a retrograde. We have moved through that portal. We're moving into the month of March. And for you inside your love life, it's not just the love, it's the external energies that can directly impact it. So I do read for collective energy pertaining to romance when it does come to how to balance it, how to usher it in, and it, regardless of be it you're together or you're not, this is the energy. On the mundane, this connects to the self, individual, family member, friendships, associates, rationale, race memory, esoterics, transcendental consciousness, the individual as a microorganism, shaman and spiritual healer. In reverse, depression, mortality, blindness and self-delusion, and you might be moving out of that. Now, you had activated in your house, which is going to come up very strongly next month, is home-related dynamics. And it's a bit of push-pull where you need to be 100 things. It is going to require balance within that, but it's also looking at the psychology surrounding home. I'm also seeing if you guys are working towards maybe wanting to move or purchase, that can come up in a subject matter. And we are having Mars move over to Gemini, which is landing in your relationship sector. So try and be gentle on your connection, because you might want to Mars people. Let's look at the cards. Crowning energy is Mercury. We had Mercury in Aquarius. It's in shadow until the 13th. You also have shapeshifter in reverse. So it's almost like the elephant in the room. Something hasn't shifted, something hasn't changed, and you're needing to sit with the vibration. Now, moving out of the Virgo moon into the month of March, we're still embodying that frequency, and we're having a reset. We're also moving towards the new moon in Pisces, which is going to land in your 4th house. So it's home, family, tribe. Aquarius is the same. You also have the Virgo moon landing in your career sector. So there's a push-pull, and there's trying to balance everything. Now, your ruins in the upright. So you could be really looking at things to a degree of, you know, how you feel to do with your whole situation, your family, you know, if you have children, what your connection is, what you want to co-create. But it's your actions and your words and what needs to change. But health was coming up very heavily last month and the last 2 months for you. There could be a lot of tension here, okay? A lot of tension. And I do feel it's mind. And you know, the need to express oneself, because you're in the South Node energy at the moment, so you're going through a personal transformation, point blank 0. And we also have Gemini in the 7th, which is there till next year. All right. So these transformations inside of your contracts and your connections are coming up from a spiritual level. You're viewing what people are wanting from you, what they're needing from you, and we're learning how to be a different vibration to what we were before. Sometimes we can take it personal, and at the moment I feel that you're sitting with it and something feels like a bit of a headache. But it's because you may need to articulate to individuals and create healthy boundaries, because it can be impacting you. And I think in a way you're needing that privacy, you're needing that little element of self, so you can absorb how you feel to do with everything. Some of you may be frustrated relating to, now it can be stagnation, it can be cross wires, misunderstandings, no communication, ghosting, and words lost in translation. You're looking at the past, you know, maybe embodying a little bit of resent. There may be a little bit of resent and frustration. You might also be looking at your past actions and their past actions of where it's got to and why you're in this position. There is a change in direction and a change in approach, and you know you need to. You know it needs to. But unsure, again, you know, how to do that, because you do have Mercury energy in reverse and it can be taking a little bit of time to get that momentum. I feel very tense. It's almost like a headache. There may be a lot of ego in this situation, that you feel nothing gets resolved, that it's either you're thinking on it and you're trying to problem solve it, or you're also feeling you have a lot of, there might be a lot of white noise. That could be a situation happening on your side of the fence, where you're hearing a lot of people's issues. You're trying to be strong. It can come up in a sputum kind of egoic. When I say egoic, it's not wearing ego. It's more a viewpoint, point of view. Look, I've got 99 problems. You know, allow me to sit with my own. I feel a sensitivity to noise. I also feel that, you know, this could be just unfair, you know, and sometimes, this is what I say to my daughter as well, sometimes it's not that it's right, but sometimes we deal with adversity differently, and not always is everything easy. But I do feel it's almost like I get a feeling that somebody's calling the pot black, but they haven't actually noticed on their side of the fence. You know, that good old analogy. Like they burnt the pot, but they're saying you did. I'm hearing he said, she said. Now, this doesn't even have to be that you are directly communicating with the person, but it's viewpoints and analogies you're drawing in your mind, mindsets. And there does seem to be a bit of anger, a bit of anger. Somebody's not letting something go from the past, and it might be on one side or the other, but it's like, let it go, we're moving along, let it go. Something keeps being brought up. Now, this can be memory-wise or emotion-wise, and you're trying to look at the bigger picture. Look, we need to move forward, and if this is going to happen, you know, what are we looking at? Are there going to be some troubles? Are our viewpoints, you know, even the triggers and the fear-based frequencies, are they coming from a place of love or ego? I feel like one person's watching the other. I'm going to pull Clarify, because there's a real odd energy coming through here. There could be a little bit of jealousy inside this connection. Yeah, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on the other, now is the time to forgive, to give to yourself. Yeah, 6th house placement. It's like, it might be, you know, it's a bit like you stub your toe and you're thinking, gosh, you know, I've got to wear an open shoe now. I've got the Band-Aid on it. I'm walking. And you've told people around you that, you know, you've stubbed your toe, and people keep stepping on it, and you're going, just give me a moment, just give me a moment. You could be closing up and really not wanting to deal with circumstances at the moment, because it's just, I'm hearing ringing in the ears, you know, too much coming at you. Okay, you're trying to do this, I'm telling you. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light. Create room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. You've been working on that very hard, right? We're going to pull a card. Now, it's funny because you're looking at the past and you're looking at the circumstance and you're like, don't let me get my Medusa out on you. This could have been very heavy hitting. Very heavy hitting indeed, but you are tapping into your creativity of what to do. But there is a solution, and you're looking at patterns, you're looking at behaviors, you're looking at circumstances to bring this whole ship full circle. I do feel one of you is testing the other. Don't second guess yourself. I know the fatigue is here. If you can take a mental moment, you'll be able to see there can be trust between this situation going on at the moment, but you're trying to purge that old way. You may want to get to a point where you get your health in order. Some circumstances might have been really fatiguing you, and you might have been utilising things to keep that, you know, apple cart rolling. This might have been against the grain. It might have been, you know, to cope. It may have been a coping mechanism. You're not going to force anything that isn't ripe. You're not going to pick a piece of fruit that isn't ripe and eat it when it's bitter. It's been against the grain. One person is doing something polar opposite, and it's like it could be irking you potentially. Why is this here, please? Why is this here? Passion. Yeah, ego. This can be overactivity. Sacral chakra overactivity. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at the present. Overindulgence. This can be, how do I put it? I'm seeing a candle, and the candle is trying to magically place its foot on every stone. But the candle's melting, and the thing is, the more it's shared, it's one singular candle, right? There's my candle. It's one singular candle. And it's got 20 rocks. And so it's taking a bit from the cup and it's placing over here. And as it's melting down, as it's melting down, it's actually burning out quicker. A bit like when we say, the analogy I use, and I have to be so careful what I say, in self-preservation, an air hostess will say, okay, I've got an issue, it's technical, get into the proper position, put your mask on, and get prepared, right? In this analogy, it's effectively the polar opposite. It's, okay, there's a burnout here. Good old Mars energy. Mars landing in your, I'm telling you, my third eye is killing me through this read. Taurus, so 6th house, yes. So the burnout has been healthy boundaries, working too hard, your environment. If everything's funky and it's taken from that cup of the financial, spiritual, psychological, we can use pacifiers to cope with that. And this is why the temptation card's coming up. So if you've been burning that midnight oil, trying to get everything done, trying to be everything for everyone, therapist, doctor, daughter, mother, father, yeah, the candle's kind of nuked now, right? You're trying to get away from this way of being, and you'll find it easier moving into the month of March, but you could get a bit peeved because you know you've been burning that candle at both ends and it's run out. Fuel tank's run out. So health is important. What you give, what you share is important. And I think it's also with this individual, because a lot of times when the sacral chakra is upright and it's flowing effectively, which does make sense because you've got 6th house there to do with Taurus, overindulgence, health, diet, nutrition, pacifiers, can be drinking coffee, you know, to keep awake and get all those things done. Pay attention to it. Be gentle moving into the month, but I feel you're going to create healthy boundaries. And he said, she said energies can come through. And then a coping mechanism, you know, love and hate. What's that movie? Brad Pitt and Joel Lee. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yes. But you'll see a pattern. You'll see a pattern. It needs balancing. I'm going to go into the extension. We're going to see how this person's directly reacting to this situation and what the potential outcome is. But the outcome potentially can be this, if something isn't done to get that balance back. Although it's here, there's a mirror happening, and it needs to be balanced. I will get into the extension. Stay tuned for these last messages. And I'll see you during the month. See me on the Twin Flame. Thanks for joining us. If you do want the extension read, it is in the link directly below in the box. Also, all the booking information is there. Please subscribe if you do want to have current updates relating to astrology, moon energy, twin flame path. I do have super chats, so if you do feel you can't afford a reading, you can jump through and have a question during the sessions, as well as if you haven't joined my website, please do, because I do put up notifications relating to when I'm coming live, any events coming up, and specials. Take care. I will see you later. Have a great week.